Hello and welcome to another submission. Today we have something that's again absolutely insane. As usual, you can expect from most of my submissions. So here we go. We can start off with any beam charge weapon like Onos or Opticore Vandal. Usually the only two that this works on. So you don't need Equity for this. I was messing around and I found out that Equity does not work. So as a comparison, we're going to do this unmodded. This only works with Vault so far from my testing. So you get up your charge and then you look at the AoE damage. It's not the direct hit. You gotta get crit though. This may take a second. 350, right? Take a note of that. So plop down. Let's say 4. Now we attempt again. One more. Yeah. So what's going on here is that the charge weapons specifically, they get quadratic scaling from Volt's shield. For some reason, their crit damage goes through the roof with this. So I already created a build for this, which is just a pretty simple build like this. I'm gonna put on Lethal Torrent here because fire rate is really bad and Equity is kind of terrible for this. So first comparison we're going to do is just with 6 shields. No damage boosting. Well, technically damage boosting, but just 6 shields. Six shields, right? So, those are already some insane numbers, as you can clearly tell. But once I smack on my roar and my electric trooper, they're even crazier. I was hitting pretty higher, sitting higher. This is actually kind of low, but what I can do, maximize the damage as much as possible. We're gonna do as if it's a full Eidolon. Oh, the game froze for a second there because how much damage it did. But as you can see, we can do another comparison. Here. Multiple enemies, we're gonna hit a few of them. Boom. 100k. I'm gonna do it again. Oh, I didn't really hit through. Hold on. 1.4 billion. Now, why did I hit so much on that? Because of the final evolution of the Onos. It has this, which gives crit chance and crit damage, which again scales quadratically on top of that. So I can just basically infinitely stack this. Not infinitely. There is a cap. I think it's around 2,500 crit damage that you can go up to with Onos, but that's if you have the amount of enemies to do that. So with this whole thing, whole group of enemies, Roar, Shock Trooper, Onos, get the buff, hit the ground. Look at that. So it is really good. Like little bit insane, and there's not even much of an incentive to use all the other abilities because if you're just using the Onos by itself, it works fine. Just the shields and the Onos, you see what happens. Look at that. Because it scales so high that just like it's negligible of how much crit chance you have or crit damage because it just does that much. Now, if you have a decent group of enemies, you can get this to damage cap really easily. But something else I can do is switch to a Vara really quickly and use her zip line. I do this basically every time when I'm trying to test something like this. Specifically crit glitches and builds and stuff like that. And this is about to be the last part of the video where I just try this out and then that's going to be it. So one thing you do note when you have this high of a power strength on your Avara is that every time you hop on the zip line, it lags the hell out of your game, but it's okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Get on the zip line. Lag. 422 extra. Avara does not make that much of a difference, besides giving us a little bit more of a crit chance buff, but overall, whole bunch of damage. That's what I can say. And let's try this with other buffs really quickly. And this will be the end of the video in about a minute. So I did mess it up there, seems. Okay, and right here, shaboom. So, um, as you can tell, this is really darn OP, and actually it is viable for Eidolons if you shoot just like lightly left or like slightly on the bottom of the parts and let the AoE do most of the damage, it will still do the couple billion. So yeah, I guess that was it for this submission. You're welcome for another insane idea. This also works on Opticore Vandal. It is much easier to hit damage cap with Opticore Vandal. And that's it.